With the brilliance of technology, we are meeting today for the first time, and it is with great pride. Welcome, Bushra.
Thank you.
Now, Bushra, you have studied making and Indian miniature painting. And when we say printmaking, what kind of materials we are talking about?
Okay. When we say printmaking, my main printmaking medium is intaglio. You know the etching?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that process?
Not quite, but I heard of it,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Etching is a process where you work on metal plates,
Mm-hmm.
and you ink them, you work through the acid, you ink them, and you run through the press, and you get an impression on a paper. So very old artist technique. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You will be able to find Rembrandt prints and, all the other artists.
Oh, wow. So those ones on your website, the one I've seen, are they the ones you're talking about? They're done like that?
No, they are paintings and drawings that you are looking at.
Oh, okay.
Those are mixed media paintings and drawings.
Uh-huh. What about the Indian miniature painting you have studied?
Yeah, that I did with graphite and also in color as well.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm using the same technique in my recent work, which is more of the mixed media drawings and paintings, that I use the same technique to come up with the image.
Okay. Tell me, you have your gallery at the moment in California, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Quite a neat place to be.
Absolutely.
Tell me, are there any other galleries you have in any other parts of the world?
Oh, yes, I have. The thing is, it's you exhibit in different areas, and I have been doing that in L.A., New York, and I have exhibited in Tokyo, in Holland, in Japan, and, in Pakistan, in several different areas, in India.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been doing that.
So you have missed out Australia so far?
Yeah.
Any plans of coming to Australia?
Not right now, but if I get an opportunity, definitely I would.
Oh, sure. Now, tell me how long you have lived in California.
3 years over here.
Are you enjoying it so far?
Oh, I'm loving it. It's really nice out here.
And where did you live before California?
In New York.
And how was it there?
Oh, it was wonderful. I lived I think almost 12 years over there.
Uh-huh.
I studied there. I lived there. I worked there.
Uh-huh.
I did everything. It's like other home.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's the whole part of migration. When you move around, you have too many homes. In a sense, your sort
Absolutely.
of loyalties are a little bit divided, and a little bit piece of your heart is everywhere.
Yeah, and the fun part is you get to learn so many different things from a lot of different places.
That's right. That's
so
true.
That's the fun part of it. You meet different people, you see different cities, you get to know people, and enjoy that.
Now, did you find, Bushra, that in New York, appreciation of the arts is in a way different? You have different demographic there?
It is different, but so far I have been very lucky that my work has been appreciated on both coasts, in the East Coast in New York as well as in the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So I have been very lucky about that. But definitely there are different aesthetics, different point of views, and different ways of looking at art in two different areas.
Mm-hmm. And when we were talking before, I told you that I was quite taken by the statement on your website. Mm-hmm. And you state that you have always been observing, as you do, images. Mm-hmm. And what part really intrigued me, where you say that when you're observing and the ideas when you take up for the things that have yet to take form.
Yes.
Would you be able to give me an example?
Yes. It is mostly like what's happening around me. I absorb the things and the events happening, and then I absorb them and try to put them back into my images and throw those ideas back.
So in a way,
with certain global concept of the work that you might have seen on my website is about broken borders.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is the one which I was very much taken by, that what's happening in the world at the moment. There were two parts of it, in fact 2 to 3 parts of it, like how we are ourselves trying to destroy our own earth.
Yes.
And not preserving it in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the other hand, then we are fighting and becoming more territorial and not giving room to other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes around, and that's why they call the series of Broken Borders.
Definitely. I mean, this is the world, basically the situation going around, and it shows very well in your the series of the Broken Borders there.
Mm-hmm.
But say coming close to your, I guess, more immediate surrounding, what sort of things inspire you?
The inspiration is global.
Mm.
It's not just around me. It is everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of different areas, what's happening in Africa, in Middle East, and Far East. You know, this is where it comes from.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So even in the glaciers, you know, at the North Pole, at the South Pole, how we ourselves are destroying our own Earth in a lot of different ways.
Yes. And when you say that your work has been a mirror of your culture, what do you mean, and how do you do that?
Okay, when I say it's the mirror of my own culture is the upbringing, how I was brought up, how I felt, what I was given. It all got absorbed. And now it's coming out in a lot of different ways, how there are different gender roles, how the religion plays a role, how does the family work. And it all comes around it, and it becomes a big cloud, and that's how I, bring all these things out in my work.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big struggle through my life that with family and studying art and practicing it, and understanding the religion in that country, and how the government works, and how the institutes work, and what is your role in a family in the society. So it all comes out in my work.
Well, I might ask you to a little bit go into that later on. But first of all, you know how you say that you, like any artist, that you do express your joy, desire, pain, and, triumphs. I mean, how do you actually express it? And do you think that you're satisfied with what you're doing, or there's always a sort of wanting of more?
It all depends what I'm working on. I usually work in series.
Yep.
I work on one concept. I work thoroughly on it, and I express that, and then I move on to the next one.
All
but
right.
There's always an urge for creating more
Sure.
and expressing more and doing more. But once the whole process or once the whole series is done, which is cohesive of one concept, of one idea, or one feeling that I have, is all done, then I move on to the next one.
Okay. And you know how you have series of your paintings. When you were working on Miracle of Life series, would you be able to tell us what exactly you were going through, that part of your life? Was there anything special happening at that time?
Oh, yes. A lot of different things were happening, but the main thing was my transition from New York to LA, and the way I was like, got a new life, and I got a lot of support from my husband in what I do and how I do it, which I haven't experienced before.
Yep.
So this whole series was inspired by that.
All right. And what about the series of Journey?
Oh, Journey is like, it also has a lot of different aspects in there, which means I have traveled in different areas, I have lived in different places, and it's kind of a journey. It's not a personal journey, but it's also a life journey for everyone, how we live, how we travel.
Yep.
And the destination is always unknown, but we are always traveling. We are always on a journey somewhere to go.
Sure.